Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite things. Can you guess what one of my favorite things is? If you guessed plants, you're right. I love plants. I love to pick them out. I love to plant them. I love to grow them. I love to look at them. Even if they're not my plants, if I'm walking around and I see beautiful plants somewhere, I like take pictures of them. Plants are one of my favorite things. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the parts of a plant. So I have this picture that will help us. For us, the easiest thing to say is a plant has 4 parts. There's some other parts, but we won't worry about that right now. So the first part of the plant is at the bottom. They're called the roots. Normally you don't see the roots because they're in the ground, right? And do you know what the roots do? The roots drink up all the water from the soil so that the water can go up into the plant and help it grow. The next part of our plant is called the stem. It holds the plant up, and the water goes up through the stem, kind of like a straw again, to the rest of the plant. The third part of the plant are the leaves. The leaves help the plant to grow because actually the leaves make food for the plant. Did you ever notice that plants don't have to eat? You don't have to feed them pizza, you don't have to give them ice cream or chicken nuggets or vegetables or fruit. Nope, plants make their own food. Remember, I always tell you that when God created things, he knew exactly what he was doing, right? He made the giraffe with a long neck so it could reach the top of the trees to eat the leaves, and he gave the turtle a shell to protect it because it was slow. Well, he made plants to be able to make their own food. So they make their food in the leaves. And then the last part of this plant at the very top is the flower. The flower has a very important job too. The flower not only looks pretty and smells nice, but it makes seeds right in the middle usually that will help a new plant to grow someday. So let's say them again. We have the roots, which are usually under the dirt. We have the stem, we have the leaves, and we have the flower. And in the flower, there are sometimes seeds. So now I want to show you on a real plant the parts of it, okay? So here's my real plant. I'm going to take it out of the cup, and we're going to look very closely. If you see those white things at the bottom all around, do you see them? They are the roots. Oh, here's one. Look. There's a root. See the roots? They're under the soil, and they help the plant to grow by drinking the water. Have you ever eaten a root? Well, I bet you haven't eaten a root from a flower plant like this, but I bet you've eaten carrots. Carrots are roots that we can eat. We can also eat beets and turnip and parsnip. Those are other roots that we like to eat. So a carrot's the one I eat the most. So if you've ever eaten a carrot, you've eaten a root. Now let's see. Let's go up our plant. Do you remember what the next part was? The part that holds the plant up? That's right. That's the stem. Have you ever eaten a stem? I think you have. Let's see what I have here. Have you ever eaten celery? If you have eaten celery, then you have eaten a stem. There's actually a really cool experiment we can do with celery that we'll do later. And look, there's some leaves on my celery too. I wonder if there's any roots at the bottom. Oh, that's where the roots would have been. Look, there's even some soil. So if you've eaten some celery, you've eaten a stem. All right, what's the next part of our plant? The part that makes the food, do you remember? That's right, the leaves make the food. Have you ever eaten a leaf? I just ate some leaves last night. What's this? Lettuce, right. If you've eaten lettuce, then you've eaten leaves. Or if you've eaten spinach, you've eaten leaves. Or if you've eaten cabbage, you've eaten leaves. So I'm sure you've eaten some leaves. Maybe you don't like them, but they're very good for you. And what's the last part of our plant? The top that makes the seeds. Now this one's not making seeds yet. The flower has to die first for the seeds to come out, but this flower is blooming beautifully. That's what it's called. When a flower is closed like this, it's a bud, and then when it opens, it blooms. Can you make a bud? And now make it bloom into a beautiful flower. This flower is blooming. Have you ever eaten a flower? I eat flowers called broccoli. Did you know that broccoli is actually the flower of the plant? You don't eat the broccoli roots and you don't eat the broccoli leaves, but you can eat the broccoli stem and the broccoli flowers. So there you go. Well, I hope you learned about the parts of the plant today. Let's go over them one more time. What was the part that stays under the soil that drinks the water? That's right, the roots. Very important, they get the water from the soil. Then it goes up the stem. Whoop, I told you. I was going to say, what's the next part? The stem. It's like a straw. It brings the water from the roots up into what part? The leaves, that's right. And what do the leaves do? Do you remember? That's right, the leaves make the food for the plant. So the plant can keep growing. And then we go up and the top is the flower. The flower has the seeds so that another plant can grow later on. So that's what the parts of the plant are. I hope you liked learning about them. And I might go out and plant some, although it's raining, so maybe I'll have to wait. But we will talk about what a plant needs, so watch my next video. Bye.